Hey there, hope you're doing well. For today, for our video, just before I even get started, just as a reminder, this is our last lesson before the break. So we won't have another lesson next week because next Sunday is Christmas Eve. And then the Sunday after that is New Year's Eve. So as of January, as I know you already know, I will no longer be teaching on Sundays, but I believe you've already switched to a different day in my schedule. So depending on what day that is, I'm not positive. If you switch to Mondays, we also don't have a lesson the week after because it's New Year's Day and the studio is closed on New Year's Day. We're only open on January 2nd. So if your lesson is sometime between Tuesday and Thursday, then we will have our lesson on that day. But if not, then we'll have it the following week, which would be January 8th, I believe. So just as sort of a heads up, that's when our next lesson will be. It'll either be the week of the 2nd or the week of the 8th, depending on what day your lesson is on. For today's video, so I was kind of thinking about what I could send you, what we could work on. I don't really want to butcher this song because you're already doing a really good job of it. So I would say just keep on doing as much of this as you feel comfortable with. I was starting to look at some of the left-hand stuff here as it gets lower in the next section. So we can explore that when we come back in the new year. Some of it I think we can change because I don't like all of it. Some of those chord voicings are pretty heavy, but we can see if you like the way that they sound, we'll keep them the way that they are. So keep playing this much of Renesmee's. Keep on working on, I think it was Cossack Ride, I can't quite remember, but whichever song it was in the book we were working on. And then for this one, I thought it'd be fun to just sort of do something festive. So this was an arrangement that I put together for the guitar a few years ago for a song called Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And I thought it would be fun to sort of explore playing it on the piano a little bit. So in terms of building chords, because I'm not sure if we ever talked about building chords or not, but if we didn't, the way that building chords is, it's fairly straightforward, it's fairly simple. You've got your root note. So for example, in this, the first note is C. So you start with C, you go up a third, you go up another third. Now you have a C chord. Next chord is A minor. So you start on A, you go up a minor third, which is a half step and a whole step. So you get a third, and then you have a third above that, builds your full A chord. So what I mean by a half step and a whole step is that a half step is the next immediate note, a whole step is 2 half steps. So if you think of a minor third as being 4 half steps, 1, 2, 3, or from your root 1, 2, 3 away, so 1, 2, 3, that's a minor. A major is 1, 2, 3, 4 away. So that's a major, that's a minor. So that's how you can build all of your chords. So we have C, that's your first chord, followed by A minor, followed by F, followed by G, then we go back to C, back to A minor, back to F, back to G, C. C over B just means you're going to keep playing C in this hand and play B in your other hand. Then you're going to go down to A minor over, or go back to C over G. So you're going to build a C chord and add your G there. And we're going to go down to F, back to G, E minor is a new chord, and we go to F, oh sorry, A minor. Then we go to F, G. The only note that we're going to have that doesn't fit inside the white keys is anytime we play an E major chord. So E minor has a G in it, E major has a G sharp in it. So one black key. Now, the other thing that I like to do in this sort of a situation is add octaves. So you'll see, for example, on the C chord, I'll arpeggiate that to sort of make it sound lovely. So I'll give you an example. We'll have now usually because I'm singing, I'll simplify at that point. I'll just play chords. Have yourself a merry instead of going up to the root position, I take that G and I bring it underneath. Because I just played a G chord. So there's no sense in stretching my hand over if I can just shift. Lift your heart. Because then, to switch from C to A minor, I just move my thumb up. It's nice and simple, right? Heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out. Now, E minor, I do an inversion in this case. So normally you go E, G, B, take that B and put it in the basement, side, because then you're ready to shift down for A minor very easily. Then you're down to F and back to G. Same thing. Have yourself. So sorry, there's an extra little chord in there we haven't added yet. C over B. It's just a descending root pattern. So you're going C, C, B, A. Now every now and then I like to add the E. E, F, then G, G, A, B, C. So sometimes I'll add some stuff like that into the left hand just to make it sound more interesting. Have yourself, oh sorry. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be lies. So here's another example of an inversion I'd use. For E, you normally have E, G sharp, B. Take the B and put it in the basement. Miles away. F and then to G. Back to F. Here we are, as in olden days. Happy golden days of yore. Now personally, what I'd like to do here is add some inversions just to make this held note more interesting. Instead of just going, happy golden days of yore. You can do that, but I like to go, if my inversion is B, E, and G sharp, shift it to E, G sharp, and B, then shift it to G sharp, B, and E, and then back down to the first inversion, B, E, and G sharp, just to make that section sound interesting. So, happy golden days of yore, faithful friends who are dear to us. I'd slip down for that E. Instead of going back up to here, I'd go from F down to E to us. Gather near to us. I would jump up for that D though. So then you're ready for that G. Through the years we'll always be together. If the fates allow, hang a shining star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now. And at the very end, if you wanted to add a little descending pattern, you could. But I just thought it'd be fun to mess around with some chords and play a festive holiday song. So I'll make sure that I post the chords in the Google Drive so you can print them off if you'd like. If you feel like giving this a try, maybe it'd be kind of a fun thing to play for your family over the holidays. But if not, no sweat. I just thought we'd do something fun instead of something serious. So yeah, have a great break. Have a relaxing break, and I'll see you in the new year. Bye.